You're having mic.
Yes. তোমাদের কোনো কোশ্চেন থাকলে ম্যামকে জিজ্ঞেস করতে পারো, ইন্ডিয়ান হিস্ট্রির উপরে বাংলা, হিন্দি, ইংরেজি যে কোনো ভাষাতেই জিজ্ঞেস করতে পারো, কোনো অসুবিধা নেই।
Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Rishabh. I have
তোমার নামটা বলো না।
My name is Rishabh Prasad. Okay. I have observed the PYQs. There has been a trend that the questions are more of backward linkages, as mentioned by Sir. The trend has also been observed in history questions. Like recently in the last year, the question related to Mitakshara Dyabhaga, which was on the inheritance rights, okay, which is not explicitly mentioned in any book, but the backward linkages, it has been mentioned in a Supreme Court judgment. Okay, so there are such questions, like there was a question related to Chaucer to Yogini temple, when the issue of central vista was there, it was related to the parliament. So how to address those questions? This is my first question. And my second question is that, since you have emphasized more on keeping a static source of books, since the pattern of questions have been changing, the nature of questions in UPSC have been more contemporary based, wouldn't it be wise that to update our sources every time the questions are being like that? Right. Thank you.
So, what's your good name?
My name is Rishabh.
Rishabh, right. Rishabh, so please sit down. So, as I think told by Mr. Pavneet also, and I have also shared, linkages in any question is important, and that's what I told, that newspaper comes handy over here. So once you read a newspaper, that's what I told you about PIB, that's what I told you about newspaper, that's what I told you about Doordarshan. So news, there's no quick fix solution to that. So once you have read a newspaper, try to, that's what I discussed earlier also, you need to be aware, you need to be quick in your reasoning, that will this question, will it form a, let's say if I am an examiner, will I take up this issue for any, will it make a substance of any basics of any prelims or mains question? If you are able to have that kind of, thinking in yourself, you'll be able to, be more better prepared for the questions that way. Coming to your second answer regarding the updation of the books, I'm not averse to updation. All I'm saying is that generally, when I discuss about remaining static to certain book set, what I meant was that you need to be very particular while you are starting out your preparation. That time you need to be very focused, do your research, and I think the easiest thing I would know, I'm not here, for any book or anything. I would say the easiest thing is that check out last toppers interviews or about, or maybe check out the book yourself. Go to the market. 2 tips: check out last year paper toppers. Generally, some are standard books. So let's say polity. We all know this McGraw-Hill, Lakshmikant is the standard book for completing your basics. There are no other books which cover the basics that way, right? So you check out, start with that book, and then once you have to add on to your knowledge, if you feel that, once you are having that kind of repository of questions with you, you're able to understand that, see, that's what I told you. Once you go through the question papers, you'll be able to understand whether whatever I've read is sufficient enough for me to answer the question or is not. If it is not, then you can just update them, but not with a complete big book. You can go with certain notes. Nowadays, certain notes during the mains time, certain notes do come. So you can check out that, or maybe some article, maybe something. What I mean to say, be very selective in your approach. Right? Don't go for, and this is one mistake which generally people do. They will go for polity, they'll buy 4 books. I still don't know why. Even I remember when I started out, I bought Subhash Kashyap, I bought D.K. Basu, because that time you feel, okay, these are the books, I should not be left behind. But then till this date, I have not been able to read D.K. Basu, I have not been able to, so I'm not demeaning them in any way. They are very nice books. But what I'm saying is, a human brain, I've got a limited capacity, and Lakshmikant has served me very well till now. So at the first stage, you are not able to, D.K. Basu language and Subhash Kashyap language is somewhat very different, which is, I think as a first timer, you will not be able to, do justice to that. So what I mean to say, instead of those 4 books, I just concentrated on one book, and when you are able to see, every book is having the same kind of content, so article 14, or let's say article 18, or article, or anything about election commission, the basics would be defined in every book. Or be it any note, you take any coaching institute's note. What people do is that they'll take Vision IAS note, they'll take some other coaching institute note, some other notes, 5 set of notes. You are just struggling with all these notes, and then you're just lost. So my thing is that stick to one set of notes, whatever you choose. That is, I'm giving you that freedom. In fact, that freedom is with you. Check out the source, but then stick to it. And if you have to necessarily update, if you feel that thing is missing in your own set of books, then you may update it, but only that portion which you feel is missing. Because if you mean to say that, you know, that book is not sufficient enough, that means you were really wrong in choosing the source. So that has to be very carefully done, Bishop.
But ma'am, since you mentioned that Lakshmikant is a reliable source, but the relevance of Lakshmikant has reduced over the years.
No, that I know. When I'm saying that for the basics, I'm yet to come across, that is my perception. I'm yet to come across any book which is very good, you know, vis-a-vis covering the basics. Somebody who is just starting out, Lakshmikant is just the book, right? Once you have started out, once you are checking out the question answers, then you can, as I suggested, do your basics, and then for the updation part, you go for that.
Thank you.
Even for prelims, it's still relevant.
আর কেউ কোশ্চেন জিজ্ঞেস করবেন? বল, নাম বলে নেবে।
নমস্কার ম্যাডাম, আমি উৎপল পাড়াল বলছি। ম্যাডাম, আপনি কিছুক্ষণ আগেই বললেন যে প্রিভিয়াস ইয়ার কোয়েশ্চেন পেপারটা দেখার জন্য। তো যেহেতু আমি সবেমাত্র প্রিপারেশন শুরু করেছি WBCS এর জন্য, তো প্রিভিয়াস ইয়ার কোয়েশ্চেন পেপার আমি যখন দেখছি, তো প্রথমত আমি বুঝতে পারছি না যে এটা কোন চ্যাপ্টার থেকে বা এটা কোন টপিক। এবার তখন আমি যেই সলভ করতে যাচ্ছি, আমি দেখতে পাচ্ছি যে ম্যাক্সিমামই এটা আমি জানি না, ব্যাপারটা অজানা। তখন একটা ভীতি ক্রিয়েট হচ্ছে, আর আরও একটা যে এটা বিষয়, সেটা হচ্ছে যে সেটা কোন টপিক থেকে আসছে বা কোন বিষয়ের থেকে বড় কথা কোন টপিক, বা এটা একটু প্রবলেম হচ্ছে।
हिंदी आपको समझ में आएगा? राइट। सो जो मैं को समझ पा रही हूँ, आपका प्रश्न ये है कि जब आप प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस जब कर रहे हैं स्टार्टिंग में, तो आपको ये समझ नहीं आ रहा वो किस टॉपिक से है और उससे आपका डर बढ़ रहा है, राइट? तो मुझे लगता है कि इसमें डरने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। आपको ये समझने की ज़रूरत है कि जब आप लास्ट ईयर के पेपर्स करेंगे उठा के, तो मैंने खुद ही बोला कि आपके 10 या 15 क्वेश्चन ही आप कर पाएंगे, अगर आप बेसिक्स अगर आपके थोड़े बहुत भी ठीक है तो। लेकिन आप ये समझ पाएंगे कि अगर सपोज मैं कोई भी टॉपिक पढ़ रही हूँ फ्यूचर में, तो मैं समझ पाऊंगी कि मुझे इसमें इस तरह से पढ़ना है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल बुद्धिज्म जैनिज्म अगर मैं पढ़ रही हूँ, तो मुझे समझ में आएगा कि मेरे को इस एस्पेक्ट पे ज़्यादा फोकस करना है, राइट? अगर आप देखेंगे तो 3 क्वेश्चन ऐसे हैं बुद्धिज्म जैनिज्म में जो सेम क्वेश्चन है, और वो सेम क्वेश्चन रिपीट हुआ है 3 साल, UPSC आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट, राइट? तो मुझे लगता है कि आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि आप लोगों को इस पर डिपेंड करना है, दिस इज जस्ट एन एक्सेप्शन, बट आपको काफ़ी सारे ऐसे एरिया समझ में आ जाएंगे। आप स्टार्टिंग में बेशक आप वो टॉपिक्स को ना आइडेंटिफाई कर पाएँ, लेकिन जब आप अपनी तैयारी करेंगे शुरू, जब आप करेंगे धीरे धीरे पढ़ेंगे, तो आप वो कर पाएंगे, आप समझ पाएंगे कि ये इस टॉपिक का है, और आप उसकी रेलिवेंस को भी समझ पाएंगे कि मुझे इस टॉपिक में से ये पढ़ना है, और डरने से कुछ नहीं होगा, राइट?
থ্যাংক ইউ ম্যাম। আর কেউ পেছনে? এত কাছ থেকে ম্যাডামকে পাবে না, চট করে জিজ্ঞেস করে নাও কি কি কোশ্চেন তোমাদের আছে।
Hello ma'am, my name is Kanchan. At first I want to thank your hard work and your potential which help us to reach your aim. Actually ma'am, my question is that ma'am, I want to know about the time management. What was your timetable?
See, as I told you, कि timetable varies from person to person, but I would say कि yes, it's an important aspect. Yeah, please take your seat. So I
Thank
feel
you.
कि regarding time management, it's a very good question. I used to always go for this monthly, weekly and daily plan. So अगर for example when I started my preparation, let me talk about my last attempt. So when in February the notification came, I was having March, April, May, June, July, August. I still remember the pre was in August. So I was having 6 months at my disposal. तो पहले तो मैंने बैठ के देखा कि मेरे क्या portions हैं. Everybody is comfortable in Hindi? राइट। तो पहले मैंने बैठ के देखा कि मेरे क्या पोर्शंस हैं जिसमें मुझे वर्क करना है सबसे ज़्यादा। और पहले तो मैंने ब्रशअप से शुरू किया, तो जैसे पहले 6 महीने मेरे पास में थे, तो 6 महीने का मैंने पहले एक मंथली शेड्यूल बनाया कि लास्ट का महीना तो मॉक टेस्ट को दे दिया कि उसमें मैं सिर्फ मॉक टेस्ट करूँगी, उससे बचे 5 महीने। आई यूज्ड टू डू द बैकवर्ड थिंग। 5 महीने बचे, 5 महीने के अंदर में पहला महीना 1.5 महीना तो मेरा ब्रशअप पे लग जाएगा मिनिमम। ब्रशअप में शायद वो 1.5 महीने से ज़्यादा लग गया था, 2-2.5 महीने लग गए थे। एंड देन ग्रेजुअली उसके साथ में फिर पर्टिकुलर ब्रशअप करने के बाद में एक सब्जेक्ट को उठाना और उसके टॉपिक्स, उसके जुड़े हुए क्वेश्चंस करना। लास्ट के महीने में मैंने सिर्फ मॉक टेस्ट किए थे।
मैम जस्ट सपोज दैट मंडे कैसे टाइम?
That's what I was coming to. So this was my monthly schedule. Then every month, जब अगर मंथ में मैंने बांट दिया अपने शेड्यूल को, I used to go for the weekly schedule. कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल मंथ में मैंने डिसाइड कर दिया कि इस महीने में मैं 3 सब्जेक्ट कवर कर लूंगी, लेट्स से पॉलिटी, हिस्ट्री, ज्योग्राफी। तो फिर मैं वीकली शेड्यूल बनाती थी अपना कि वीकली शेड्यूल में इस वीक में मेरा क्या शेड्यूल रहेगा, मैं किस तरह से, मतलब जो एक मेजर टास्क है उसको सब डिवाइड करके कि उसको किस तरह अचीव करना है। और उसके बाद उसी वीकली शेड्यूल के बाद में फिर वो वीक की स्टार्टिंग में, तो डेली शेड्यूल मैंने कभी भी ऐसा नहीं किया कि मैं मार्च 1 को बैठी और मैंने डेली शेड्यूल बना लिया। 1 मार्च को बैठ के मैंने अपना मंथली शेड्यूल बनाया। उसके बाद में 1 मार्च के बाद बैठ के मैंने मार्च का मंथली शेड्यूल बना लिया। देन अकॉर्डिंगली दे यूज्ड टू बी एडजस्टमेंट्स कि हो सकता था जो टॉपिक मैंने सोचा है कि मैं कवर कर लूंगी वो नहीं कवर हो रहा, तो इट यूज्ड टू बी, सो माय प्लानिंग वाज मंथली एक बार पूरी कर ली, फिर आपकी मतलब मंथली ब्रेक डाउन कर लिया, फिर एक मंथ को ले लिया, फिर वीक को ले लिया, और वीक के अंदर डेली को लेते हुए मॉर्निंग में फॉर एग्जांपल whatever द टाइम वाज एट माय डिस्पोजल, जनरली इट वाज 4 to 5 आवर्स, तो सुबह 3 घंटे कर लेना, 2.5 घंटे कर लेना, और शाम को 2.5 घंटे डिवाइड कर लेना। डिपेंड करता है कि आपके पास टाइम कितना है और आपकी रिक्वायरमेंट क्या है। फर्स्ट टाइम जब मैं कर रही थी, जब मैंने अपना पहले अटेम्प्ट दिया था, दैट टाइम इट यूज्ड टू बी 8 to 9 आवर्स, क्योंकि तब मैं कोचिंग भी कर रही थी। तो कोचिंग में जब मैं जाती थी तो 4-5 घंटे तो कोचिंग के ही यूटिलाइज हो जाते थे, तो बाकी प्रायोरिटी रहती थी जो मैं कोचिंग में पढ़ रही हूँ उसको मैंने आगे रिवाइज डेली करना है। सो उसको वो फिर सी आई कैन नॉट डिक्टेट यू व्हाट शुड बी योर टाइम टेबल, इट इज़ वेरी फ्लेक्सिबल अप्रोच। ऑल आई कैन टेल यू इज दैट यू नीड टू प्लान अहेड। सो फॉर प्लानिंग अहेड आपको यू हैव टू टेक इनटू कंसिडरेशन दैट मंथली, वीकली, डेली थिंग, और डेली के अंदर में भी सुबह रात को पहले एक ऑडिट कर लो, रात को ही प्लान कर लो। फॉर एग्जांपल आज मैंने डिसाइड किया कि आज मैं पार्लियामेंट्री सिस्टम ऑफ गवर्नेंस कर लूँगी, इलेक्शन कमीशन कर लूँगी, पॉलिटी का मान लो लेट्स से मैं 8 चैप्टर कर लूँगी, तो फिर मैं शाम को बैठ के देखती थी कि सुबह मेरा प्लान था कि 8 चैप्टर करने हैं, शाम तक हुआ कि नहीं हुआ। नहीं हुआ तो आई यूज्ड टू ऑडिट कि व्हाट वेयर वेंट रॉन्ग, और उसके बाद वही उसी चीज़ का प्लान अगले दिन की मॉर्निंग में हो जाता था। तो ऑडिट हैज़ टू बी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एवरी डे, दैट इज़ माई टिप फ्रॉम फॉर दैट थिंग। बाकी it is all individualized. I cannot, nobody can make a timetable for you. But only thing is you can do is that try to stick to a timetable. Don't procrastinate. हम लोग क्या करते हैं कि टाइम टेबल बनाएंगे, एक तो बहुत ज़्यादा प्लानिंग में हम टाइम इन्वेस्ट कर देते हैं। ये प्लानिंग टाइम टेबल बनाने में हमने पूरे 2 घंटे तो टाइम टेबल बनाने में लगा दिए, वो टाइम टेबल फॉलो हुआ नहीं, टाइम और चला गया। तो यू नीड टू बी वेरी क्विक इन दैट, अंडरस्टैंड कीजिए व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड। मंथली, वीकली में थोड़ा हो सकता है 15-20 मिनट लग जाए, आई थिंक 15-20 मिनट्स इज इनफ फॉर प्लानिंग, नथिंग नॉट मोर देन दैट। और वो ग्रेजुअली आपको यू नीड टू इवैल्यूएट, क्योंकि आप टॉपिक्स करेंगे, कुछ टॉपिक आपको लगता है कि 2 घंटे में कवर हो जाएंगे, कुछ टॉपिक आपको लग रहा है, बट आप जब कर रहे हैं तो आपको लगता है कि 6 घंटे ले रहा है टॉपिक, तो यू हैव टू ऑडिट इट एवरी डे। आई थिंक ऑडिटिंग योर टाइम टेबल एवरी डे फॉर द डेली शेड्यूल इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट।
नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन শেষে দেখুন ডান দিকে।
Hi ma'am, good afternoon. If you can share with us,
নামটা বলো।
my name is Shubhi Sharkar. If you can share with us your UPSC exam interview session experience, then I'll be grateful to you ma'am.
Well, UPSC interview sessions were very good. At least bearing the second attempt, please you may sit down please.
Thank you.
So in my this is more of a conversation. So my first interview was with Mr. Khan. Khan sir ka board tha, and it was it went very smooth. And GDN interview has always been my advantage. I don't know what happened in the second attempt, because second attempt I'll not be naming the member, but generally at times I always say the interview is also about what you are saying and what is the samne wala person is also having its own biases, or be it anything. So even my second interview went very smooth, but somehow I could make out that the chairperson is not very happy with my background. Like I came from a series of struggle and all. So some people, they do give more weightage to that degrees, that whether you're from IIT or whether you are from, you know, IIM or so. Some people do value your hard work and your struggle. So it all depends on person to person, but having said that, that is not in your hands, right? So that whatever is going into the other person's mind is not in your hand. So all my other interviews, even in my third interview was Arvind Saxena sir interview, it went very smooth. It was mostly focused on your DAF. So interview is mostly dependent on your DAF. One tip which I want to give to every aspirant, since for the last now 5-6 years I have been associated in mentoring the students for the interviews. I've been taking their mock interviews. So and even touch wood, like my intuition is almost very, my hunch comes very handy, because generally after so much of experience and all, I'm able to figure out that this person is going to get this much, almost all about, and it happens, more or less, it happens, because generally one other thing is in your DAF. So when you're filling your DAF, you have to be very careful. मतलब, and also the photograph. एक टिप, एक जो अभी भी हम इंटरव्यूज ले रहे हैं, लाइक ऑन माई वीकेंड्स व्हेन आई गेट टाइम आई टेक मॉक इंटरव्यूज, तो वहाँ पे एक चीज़ जो बड़ी वो लगती है वो है आपकी प्रोफेशनल फोटो होनी चाहिए. कई लोगों ने टी शर्ट में फोटो खिंचवा रखी होती है, तो आपका फर्स्ट इंप्रेशन ही, यू नो, what I'm saying is that you have to prepare yourself very professionally for this. These things even I realized with experience. Even I would not have having the same thing. So fill your DAF very carefully. आपका mostly interview, मेरा सारे interview, और इनफैक्ट तकरीबन 80% ऑफ द कैंडिडेट्स का इंटरव्यू आपका डैफ पे होता है. Whatever you written in your hobbies, so don't bluff. कई लोग लिख देते हैं हॉबी में, people are writing कि running. I'm not saying that you may not be having a running hobby, but the thing is that running के अंदर में then you have to be ready about all the things about running, the events associated, what are the, you know, the questions can go here way. So be very sure about what you are writing, do a thorough research. Then people are, you know, your DAF, your obviously education qualification you cannot fudge, but hobbies generally people do. And आपका mostly interview, I think 20% 25% interview आपका उस section से होता है, जो आपसे पूछा जाता है कि आपने कोई position कभी hold करी हो, या आपकी hobby क्या है, उस hobby के क्या repercussions हैं. तो you need to be very careful. तो आप वही लिखिए जो आपको लगता है कि आपका actual interest है. अगर आप नहीं लिखते हैं, so then the interview, he is not going to be kind to you. तो जो भी आप लिख रहे हैं, listening to music, then you are expected to know about ragas, you are expected to know about so many other things. So मतलब जो भी आप लिखें, आप kindly सोच के लिखें, और सोच के साथ साथ आप whatever my advice would be try to be honest. बट जो आप एक्चुअली करते हैं वही लिखेंगे तो आपका वो पैशन झलकेगा जब आप आंसर देंगे. अगर आप कुछ ऐसा लिख देते हैं जो कि आपने दूर तक जस्ट बिकॉज 4 बंदे लिख रहे हैं तो मैं लिख देता हूँ या ये सेफ बेट है, इसमें क्वेश्चन कम होंगे, यू नेवर नो. आजकल लोग लिखते हैं मेडिटेशन, अब उनको ये नहीं पता विपासना मेडिटेशन. तो मेडिटेशन के कितने फॉर्म्स हैं, हाउ मेनी क्वेश्चंस यू कैन आस्क फॉर मेडिटेशन. आई जस्ट कम अक्रॉस अ डैब वेयर plantation, that's what I was coming to. So one this individual wrote that vegetable garden. So gardening vegetable. So he was asked about hybrid के अगर आपको ये करना हो तो क्या करोगे. So he was taken aback. कई लोग लिख देते हैं farming. अब farming में उनको बस ये पता है कि राबी और खरीफ क्या है, उसके अलावा कुछ नहीं पता. They'll ask you because you never know whether there is a person who is from the agriculture university, some professor is sitting in that जिन्होंने 35 years एग्रीकल्चर में काम किया है. सो यू नो सो माई एडवाइस वुड बी ऑनेस्ट. द मोमेंट यू आर ऑनेस्ट अबाउट योर अप्रोच इट विल कम द सिंसियरिटी. आजकल इतने मॉक इंटरव्यूज होती है, इवन द बोर्ड वांट्स टू चेक आउट द रॉ पर्सन, यू नो, पर्सन हु इज सिंसियर इन हिज अप्रोच, हिज या हर अप्रोच. सो इफ यू बी ऑनेस्ट टू योरसेल्फ इन योर प्रिपरेशन, इन योर डैफ, it is just an interaction. They make you very comfortable. They don't demean you. Even while according to 140, they will not demean you. They will be very humble to you. So it's just like that. It all depends that way.
যারা জানেন না তাদের জন্য একটু বলে রাখি যে ইউপিএসসি তে একটা এক্সট্রা ফর্ম ফিল আপ করতে হয়, ডিটেল অ্যাপ্লিকেশন ফর্ম, যেটা ড্যাফ বলা হচ্ছে. ওটাতে ক্যান্ডিডেটের সমস্ত ডিটেলসটাই চাওয়া হয়, তো সেটাই প্রপারলি ফিল আপ করার কথা বলা হচ্ছে. এনিওয়ে, নেক্সট কোনো কোয়েশ্চেন
স্যার?
কোথায়? ইয়েস.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Oishi. According to you, after completion of a topic, go through the previous year questions. So basically, I did the same thing, but what I literally do after completion of previous year questions, I go through a mock mock or not mock, actually MCQ book. After meanwhile solving the MCQ, some questions I found unknown to me that what I read in the chapter. So my question is, will we note down the unknown topic, note or complete analyze of the topic, or skip the question because we need to attend 55 to 60%.
Right. So as I told you, please sit. So as I mentioned repeatedly in my conversation that please attempt last year papers. So generally what happens जब आप किसी भी MCQ को उठाते हैं book को, so depends. Generally the coaching institute questions are not very, you know, either they'll be very tough, and either they'll be very low standard. So that's not the real barometer. So what I would say is आप UPSC को कोई पेपर कर रहे हैं, लास्ट ईयर पेपर्स आजकल मार्केट में तो यू नो द एनालिस्ट आजकल तो सब्जेक्ट वाइज दे हैव डिफरेंशिएटेड बुकलेट्स आ रही है जिसमें सब्जेक्ट वाइज दे हैव डिवाइडेड के UPSC के लास्ट ईयर के 10 साल के पेपर क्या हैं, उसको उठाइए. अगर उसमें आपको कोई ऐसा टॉपिक मिलता है, नाउ अगेन डोंट आई वुड से कि उसमें कोई टॉपिक मिल रहा है लास्ट 10 ईयर्स में, उसको तो कर लीजिए आप. उसके अंदर में भी डिपेंडिंग ऑन के इवन यू नो आफ्टर स्टडिंग अ टॉपिक विल बी एबल टू हैव अ हंच कि इसमें मुझे कितना डीप जाना है. राइट. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर कोई स्टूडेंट मेरे पास आया और वो बोले कि मैम आई हैव नॉट स्टडीड एशियन मिडिवल और मेरे को कोई भी 2 टॉपिक्स बताइए जो करने ही करने, तो आई वुड से बुद्धिज्म, जैनिज्म एंड इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन विद एक्सपीरियंस, बिकॉज नाउ आई नो कि ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम सबसे ज़्यादा क्वेश्चन इस चैप्टर से पूछे जा रहे हैं और मुझे ये भी पता है कि किस तरह के क्वेश्चन पूछे जा रहे हैं. तो जब आप MCQs कर रहे हैं तो अगर वो कोई कोचिंग का कर रहे हैं तो आई वुड से कि आई वुड अवॉइड दैट कि मैं करूँगी कि अगर UPSC के कोई क्वेश्चन ऐसे आ रहे हैं जो मुझे नहीं आ रहे हैं, इवन आफ्टर रीडिंग द मटीरियल, देन आई हैव अ बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ देम डिपेंडिंग अगेन मतलब आपका सोर्स ही आपने अगर गलत पकड़ा हुआ है और उसमें वो क्वेश्चन ही नहीं है रेलिवेंट, तो मैं कुछ नहीं कह सकती. बट अगर कोई भी ढंग का सोर्स पकड़ा होगा तो उसमें रेलिवेंट क्वेश्चन होंगे. सपोज आपने 10 साल के पेपर क्वेश्चन करे और उसमें आपको लगता है कि आउट ऑफ 10 लेट्स से 2 यू आर नॉट एबल टू डू, दैट्स ओके, दैट्स कम्प्लीटली ओके. Because as I told you, 15 to 20% questions वैसे भी होंगे जो आपको नहीं करना. You should not be the know-all. Even in interview, as I would like to mention that generally people have this illusion कि I have batchmates who have cleared UPSC after giving consecutively 10 no's to an answer, to a question. कि उन्होंने पूछा कि what is the answer? I don't know. What is the answer? I don't know. So thus I don't know के बाद में भी they have got 210. Because all they are looking for is a sincere person, an honest person. And there will be people who want to bluff their way out, they will be just screwed by the board. Right? So same happens so coming back to your question, so please UPSC को barometer रखिए. अगर उसमें ऐसा आ रहा है 1-2 क्वेश्चन तो इट्स ओके, उनके बेसिक्स पढ़ लीजिए, लेकिन अगर उससे ज़्यादा आपके गलत हो रहे हैं that means you have to change the source. Right? Thank you.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Kabir Hassan. And my question is that how would I prepare myself for UPSC GS4 paper, that is ethics, integrity, aptitude, and what should be my attitude in interview day?
Sorry, what is the attitude regarding?
What should be my attitude in interview?
In interview, right? Okay. So I think please set. So as I mentioned that attitude in interview should be positive, as you should be in your life also. So you have to be honest. So whatever comes, I think I have scored very good marks in both my first and third interview. So I would say that if you are honest enough, you know whatever is actually coming to your mind regarding anything. So even they are bored of the typical bookish answer. Anybody could make out that this is a real answer or this is something coming from your heart. So if you are able to answer that way, I think that's a part. Secondly, I think attitude in your interview should be that please over the time, as I told that this is a journey, this is a marathon. So जब आप अपनी preparation start करते हैं, even if you are not having a hobby, try to develop a hobby, try to cultivate a hobby, because this thing will not come. Generally people do the mistake कि वो mains के बाद they'll think okay what is my hobby, what should I write. So होता क्या है कि जब वो 3 महीने की hobby आपको immediately वो you are not able to replicate that, and something which has actually interested you. You know, which is actually interested you over the years. कुछ तो ऐसा होगा which you like doing. Then the ultimate part is that the moment your mains papers are just over, उसके बाद में you can check out the interview. You know, मतलब interview के लिए आप अपनी तैयारी तभी शुरू कर दीजिए, और उसके साथ में अपनी हॉबी से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन जो आपने, क्योंकि डेफ तो आप भर चुके होंगे पहले, तो उसका वो करके आप you just keep on developing questions. अपने डेफ को लीजिए, आप अपने आप से देखिए हर वर्ड में क्वेश्चन बन जाएगा. Suppose there is some, your address is having कोयला or your address is having some name, they'll ask you anything about it. तो कुछ भी मतलब डैफ में से आपके 150 से 120 क्वेश्चन बन जाते हैं जो आपको नहीं लग रहा लेकिन बन सकते हैं. If let's say there is a women candidate or let's say there is a candidate from a general category, I can ask about what is your opinion about age limit in UPSC. There is a women candidate, I may ask about, or I'm not about particularly women candidate, I can ask any male candidate also. What are your views about women reservation? What do you mean by reservation? कोई भी आपके स्टेट से रिलेटेड तो होगा ही. अगर यूपी या any state, let's say West Bengal, they'll ask you a number of questions. What are the socio-economic indicators? Why your state is not prospering? What is the problem concerning right now? So you name it, you take your DAF. That is the Bible for you for your interview preparation. So take your DAF, every word, even starting from your name. What is the meaning of your name? Is there any other famous person known by the same name? So, everything, start from your DAF, and that is the Bible. Prepare on that. Do, research for your hobbies, and then accordingly that can be done. I'm forgetting your first part. That's about ethics. Yeah. I think for ethics, I think what I feel, nobody can teach you ethics at this stage of life. It has already been there. So whatever the values of our constitution or whatever values you have developed over the years, empathy, tolerance, any case study you're approaching. I remember it was, for me, ethics was just like, it was not there when I last attempted the exam, and then it was suddenly there. So all I could do was to brush up some basics of ethics, like from the thinkers and all, but case study I actually did out of my own gut feeling, and even as administrator, in life, ethics paper is just a, application of what you are going to do every day in the exam, in life. So every day there is a situation where, let's say there is a right, I have to take a decision whether I have to call in the forces or I have to not call in the forces, or what I have to do. Are you getting me? So there you have to go by your instant feeling and also some balanced way. My main thing is balance, not breaking the rules. So let's say if there's a case study, generally case studies are about dilemmas, where they'll give you certain situation where you have to choose, where you feel this is also right, this is also right. But then you have to understand that you are entering the bureaucracy, you are entering the administration. There you cannot have your whims and fancies. You have to go by the rule of the law. You have to go by the rules and regulations, but at the same time, you have to chalk out some other, let's say there are two persons coming to you with this eligibility, and there's one person who is very much desperate but his eligible conditions are not met. So what are you going to do? Are you going to give him the favor? No. Rule wise I cannot give, but yes, I can approach some NGO, or I can do something for him out of the way. Are you getting me? So this kind of things, I would say, go through the case study papers, try to form your opinion, discuss it with your seniors, your mentors, and gradually you will arrive at a right answer. Have balanced approach. Right?
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. সময় কম, আমরা বেশি আর সময় নেব না. লাস্ট কোশ্চেন, ম্যামকে লাস্ট কোশ্চেন কে জিজ্ঞেস করার আছে বলো? এই সামনে নবেন্দু, হ্যাঁ এই সামনে.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Nobendu Roy. As you told that UPSC questions are thoroughly from the syllabus. So 50 questions I need to short answer. Then 30 questions is like going to be my rank. It decides my rank. And the 20 questions, it's no clue. So do I have to keep a mindset that 20 questions I cannot answer, or do I have to read the current affairs with lot of back linkages so that I can answer that?
See, thank you. Please sit. So I never said that out in any paper you have to surely leave 20 questions. What I meant was that generally, there'll be around 10 to 15 questions, which I think you need to leave, because there'll be certain questions, but there may be some, genius who would be able to, maybe he's having 80 questions, that 50 thing is going to be 80 for him. Like in my case, I remember in my last attempt, I attempted around only 65 question, and only 65, 66 question I got 62 net score after negative also. I'm not remembering the exact figure. So what I mean to say, my 60 was short question only. I didn't take much chances. So 55, 56 was short, and then I take some intelligent guesses, and that's it. I was sure that I'm not going to go for more negative marking. So it all depends on person to person. What I mean to say is that there may be some person who will be able, for him that 50 would be 60. Are you getting me? That you would be 60, shortly you will be knowing the answers. And maybe there will be some person who will be just that 50 would be just 45. And there will be some person for whom the negative, will not aware of any option. When I said about 15-20, what I mean, basically my emphasis was to leave those questions which you have no clue. And generally, what I've gathered from experience, generally 15 to 20 questions are such that where we actually don't have any clue about anything. Like about all the 4 options, I'm totally clueless, or maybe about 3 options I'm clueless. So I'll take a safe bet, I'll not attempt it. That is what my concern. So there may be questions, as I said, where the cutoff goes very high. There maybe any candidate will be easily attempting 60 to 65 questions. And the guess range would be only about 10 to 20 questions. Or maybe 10 questions would be in that category where you should not attempt at all. Right? So this thing will come with experience. But generally this has been the trend. So you have to have your own mind also. Apply your own mind during the exam.
Thank you so much. আমাদের 15 মিনিটের এবার টি ব্রেক আছে, আবার একটা সময় অবশ্যই চলে আসবে, একটা খবরের কাগজের যে জিনিসগুলো পড়া উচিত সেটা ডিসকাস করে দেবো। সুতরাং খুব তাড়াতাড়ি চট করে 15 মিনিটের সময় আছে, বাইরে গিয়ে আমরা। থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ, থ্যাংক ইউ ম্যাম, থ্যাংক ইউ ফর কামিং, থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার, থ্যাংক ইউ ফর কামিং হিয়ার।
Thank you so much. You have been a lovely audience. Thank you, all the best. I wish that you would have gathered something from our sessions. Mr. Mukherjee took so much trouble of inviting us over here, and you had this patient listeners for such a time. So I wish you all the best, and I hope that this session was encouraging, was at least some insightful to you, whether Mr. Pavneet Singh or whatever I shared or anything. So my email ID is poonamrandhavasingh@gmail.com. If you want to reach out to me, you are most welcome regarding any feedback or any suggestion, or regarding any other, if some of you are shy and who are not able to, or due to positive time wouldn't question me that way, or you want to have some more guidance, you are most welcome. So it's poonamrandhavasingh@gmail.com. It's also, I think, online also, if you Google, you'll be able to get it. Thank you so much. All the very best.